I did. I had, we got up there on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Um, thank God we got there when we did. Like, cause like maybe I guess like an hour or 2 hours in, my friend was late, like really late getting there, and thankfully the front door was open. That's how we got in.
Okay.
And there was this humongous thunderstorm, and the lights went out. So I was just grateful for the fact that she came back. And it was funny because then I get a phone call the next day, which was from her husband. I'm like, yeah, and he's like, it might be another 4 hours.
Oh my
What
God.
the hell are you talking about? He's like, I think they pulled over and slept, and now they'll be there in about 4 hours. We don't even live that far away. I'm like, okay, are you okay? Okay, bye.
Wow. It looked so gorgeous though. The pictures you sent me looked they
Oh,
it
it's
was
so
perfect.
nice there. It
It was
really
perfect.
is. It really is that type of dirty dancing feel, but I'm going to say not as ritzy,
Okay.
more like Switzerland list. Like,
Oh, it looked incredible. I was so jealous. I was so jealous.
hi, Dick. Hi, Gemma.
Oh,
So
hello.
glad you're
Thanks for
here.
coming in. Hello. I need to
You remember Gemma. Gemma's been
I do.
around for a while.
Yes. Hello. Hi,
Yes.
Gemma.
Gemma's always around. Gemma's hanging out with us old ladies, at Carla's and stuff. I'm like, you sure you want to do that? Because we can be a little crazy at times. Like, you might want to stand back because some of them are really nuts. But and then they like to point the finger and make Carla feel like she's nuts, and it's not her. It's never her because I like I like to think I'm a good judge of character. I do, but there have been some people on this avenue, which you are aware, that have seriously rolled one over me. Like never saw it coming, thought you were something different. You seemed like I thought you were a normal person.
Yeah.
I thought I was dealing with a normal person, but you're crazy. Oh, I didn't know
Oh,
that. Yeah.
oh, really? What, YouTube land or real land?
Mm, well, YouTube land rolling into real land.
Okay.
I
Okay.
guess you could say something like that. Yeah, that's how I call it.
Okay.
It was someone I met from YouTube,
Mhm.
who was a friend. I considered a very dear friend,
Mhm.
honest at that as even very very honest for the most part, but totally pulled one over my face. Like I was completely shocked. Like to-
Really?
and you know me, I'm like suspicious of everything. I'm like, mm, yeah, but I'm not going to mention names. I don't do stuff like that. But yeah, no, I thought but this person was someone else. I thought this person was my friend, and it turned out not to be. And that sucks because you've dealt with that.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
You have dealt with that,
Mhm.
and it's just like as you're moving along through the YouTube world, and you realize the kind of people and that this, that, and the other stuff, who do.
Are you gonna tell me about this? I mean, we don't have to do it here, but you haven't talked to me about this. Are you gonna tell me?
I will, yes.
Okay.
On
Mhm.
public, probably not.
Probably not.
It was like in like the back of my head, and it was like coming out through my mouth, and I'm like, it's coming out more than I want to, but it's there are a couple of people who've talked about it. There's just certain people who have portrayed themselves to be something that they're not. That's all.
That seems to be something that happens a lot
A
on YouTube.
lot,
I have found that you
a
become
lot,
there's a
lot,
lot of
lot, lot.
disappointment, a lot of disappointment around YouTube.
I'm not
Yes.
even gonna say disappointment because no matter what, I don't want to see anybody sick, hurt, whatever is claims that are going on. I don't want to see anything going on with. I hate liars. I don't like people who lie.
Yeah.
That's where I'm like, you're gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I just
And
Gemma, yes, I do remember you. Thank you. Sorry. I do remember you. Sorry.
Gemma's so wonderful. She's
Yeah,
been
no,
around
I
for a
do.
while.
She has been, and I do remember her.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I totally get
I,
that.
it's funny that I'm saying this because it had nothing to do with what we were going to talk about
No,
today.
I know.
But
I'm really surprised.
when you have
You've not said.
two-siders and things kind of roll off your tongue a little bit easier, and you're like, ooh, take
You
that
need to
back.
talk. You need to talk to me afterwards because this is news to me.
It is. Well, I guess it is. To some people, it is. Some people, it's not. It's just you find certain things out about certain people, and they're not how they present themselves to be. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. And
Mm,
I learned and grown, and I've known you. I've known Gemma. I've known Carla. I've known Molly Golightly. I've
mm-hmm,
known like all these people like forever.
mm.
And a lot of people still hate Molly Golightly as much as they did back then as they do now. There's Carla. Carla, were your ears ringing? We were just talking about you. Yeah,
Oh, thank you, Gemma. Oh, Gemma's a
she's
sweetheart.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
I
Hi, Carla. Hi, Carla as well. I love Carla too.
and you
She's a great
probably
friend of yours.
but you remember her because
Yes,
she's also
I
your
do.
channel. She
Yeah,
started as Carla Marie, and then she started off with Carla something else, and
yeah.
changed it a couple times. But we're Carla friends, and I think we're good with that one. We're good with Carla
I've
friends.
I've noticed her on your channel. She is such a loyal friend to you as well. You're very lucky. She's obviously a really good friend as well to you.
She
So
is.
that's
She
lovely
is
to-
off and on. So I'm very lucky.
yeah.
Yeah. hmm And believe it or not, I haven't really talked to anybody. You were the only one I talked to when I was away, like really, really talked to. When I was
Yeah.
before the dog did what the dog did.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God. I shouldn't laugh. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't laugh. But
No, we can.
but
We can kind of laugh now.
I know. Luckily, yes. We can laugh now.
No, like it's gotten to the point, and I think I'm very open and honest to the fact that I use medical marijuana
Mm,
as my medication. I've been on narcotics. I've been on all sorts, and if I haven't changed over from like narcotics to medical marijuana, like life would be completely different. Very, very, very different.
yeah.
Probably more hellish for my husband and me being incoherent. Um, so I decided to go on medical marijuana.
Mm,
So I've been doing this now for what, probably a good 5, 6 years.
mhm.
Um, we go away. We go away all the time. Like that's kind of part of it. And it's not like you can't go away and not take your medication. Like I don't fly very often very well. I just kind of drive where I need to go.
Mm.
Now I went to Molly Golightly's even recently.
Yes.
And even Miss Molly Golightly has a wonderful little beautiful pug. And that pug is into everything, mind you, but adorable as can be. So funny. I'm like, glad. I'm like, something on my face. I pulled, it was in like the pillow and I pulled it out. It's a greenies that you give them to clean their teeth. I'm like, Violet, put the greenies in the pillow.
Oh my God. Where did you find it? It wasn't stuck up your nose or anything, was it?
No, I was laying and I kept feeling like this thing. And I'm like, maybe it's just attached to the pillow, whatever it is. Because mind you, her rooms are like unbelievably beautiful and the beds are like unbelievably
I can
comfortable.
imagine. I
Oh,
can imagine.
she, and they're beautiful. So
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. So you don't want to try to mess up anything. But when you lay there, you're like, something's all right, something's wrong. Something here isn't right. Stick your hand in the pillowcase, and it's a greenies that you pull out. I'm like,
Oh,
that's hilarious. That's too funny.
oh my God. Hi,
So
Barnyard. Barnyard.
Barnyard is one of also someone who I
Yes.
talk to on the daily who gives me the best everything. I love her dearly.
Oh, you've got the best followers. You
I
have the best.
do. I
You're so
do.
lucky, yeah.
I do. So shall I tell the story real quickly before we get into the whole Harry Meghan
Yes. Go.
of the huge huge accident? And I mean accident, yeah, but
Yeah.
man, I don't. Now it's crazy. I am literally now having to look into a lockbox that like you have to switch numbers and stuff. It has nothing to do with children. It's dogs, not children. So, I mean, I'm very open and honest with the fact that like I use medical marijuana. So, go up to my friend's house. Like, it's not like I can't. I got to take my stuff with me, but I keep it very secure in a place where a child will never and should never be. And I've been good at it for like never had a problem in 6 years at all. So we go to the pool. I was on the phone with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we went to the pool. After we went to the pool for a little bit, we decided to come home. And then my daughter comes downstairs, and my daughter is very aware of what I do for my medication and what I need to do because it's what my doctors want. It's like tinfoil, like this. She's like, Jill wants to know what this is because Junior had it. Oh, I think it was like, no, 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 no. There's absolutely no possible way. None at all. This container was sealed in my bag. What I had were small little cookies wrapped in tinfoil, like beyond belief, in plastic, sealed inside my bag, zippered. Maybe I didn't zipper the bag completely. I didn't maybe zipper the bag completely. But everything else is exactly was the way it was. How does a dog do that? How does a 16-pound dog get into your bag, open up a sealed container? We were absolutely, I cried. You knew how.
I
I
know.
was devastated. I cried so bad, guys. Like, you don't understand. Like, I thought, like, even though I knew it wouldn't, but I'm like, oh my God, I killed my best friend's dog. Like, oh, it
Oh,
was awful. It was awful. But honestly, what we really weren't worried about the THC. We were more worried about the chocolate chips
yes.
because
I
we've
was
got
going to say
pancreatitis.
that's probably more poisoning is actually the chocolate because that is
Correct.
poisoning to dogs. Yeah.
Correct. And they're like, all right, this is what's gonna I literally like called poison control. What do I need to do? This happened. This isn't even my dog. Oh my God, he got into my stat. I just didn't even know what to do. And at first Jill was mad. She's like, you brought him in a container? I said, I swear, Jill, I brought him in a container. I used to live, her and I lived together for years and years and years. And
Yeah.
I showed her the container and I showed her how everything was wrapped. She's like, oh, God damn, my dog should be a cadaver dog. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Well,
Like,
but he's okay. He's okay.
completely,
He's,
he is
yeah, he's okay.
1000% back to in 18 in less than 18 hours, which completely shocked me because I've known people who are much bigger and weigh way more, eat
Yeah.
way less, and get hit way harder. So
Yeah.
that was kind of my biggest concern for that. Like we went out to Italian night that night. I said, I'm just going to stay here with the dog. You're not staying here with the dog. I'm like, I'm nervous and I'm worried. I think I killed your dog. She's like, you didn't kill the dog. If anything, gave him the shits. That's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I called poison control, I'm like, they're like, all right, hopefully, A, he vomits once. That's a
Mhm.
good thing. B, he's the squirts. If we got those two parts, at least then things are moving through. But if it seems to be continuous and not stopping, bring him.
Yeah. 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 He
He
had the trip
no
of his
no no
life.
this I said to Jill, I'm like, this dog's been on Pop before. I said, I'm like, no, that's not normal to be like that normal for a dog that size for 2 cookies for him to be that normal. So she's like, well, Evan didn't know, but he had a gummy. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, accidentally somebody dropped a gummy, ate a gummy. He slept it off. And I'm like, oh my God.
Oh,
I cried because I consider this dog to be my own.
yeah,
So and Jill is like a sister. So Evan's like a brother. I want to piss them off.
yeah.
And I sobbed. I sobbed for a while.
I know you did.
And
Sent me a picture of you and the dog, and I was
poor
like,
dog,
oh, the dog looked absolutely fine,
happy.
and you were a mess. The dog was like
Hi
so
everybody.
healthy. Yeah.
So that's my horrible vacation. That's part of my horrible. That's my horrible vacation story. Was the dog got to my stash? Thank God it was only 2. Oh my God. Oh my, and thank God it wasn't brownies. My God, right?
Yeah, could have been a lot
And
worse.
oh, there's a lot of things, but how we got into my bag, how we got into the container, how we got through everything and literally licked it all clean.
Oh, they're sneaky. They're sneaky. That's the thing. You need a lockbox. That's what you're
I'm
saying.
like,
Get a lockbox.
I'm like, next thing I know, the dog's going to be like figuring out the lock with his tongue, opening it up this
Oh,
way
they're
and
so
that way, opening it up, figuring it
dogs.
out, and then like, found it.
Dogs are so smart. They are so smart. Yeah, they will get into anything if you can if you let them.
So, all right. So first, when it all happened, I said to my friend Jill, I'm like, she's gonna. I mean, anybody would. This is their fur baby. So I'm like, all right. And she's like, it's gonna die. The dog. It's gonna die. Okay, so the dog's gonna die. I'm like, I know the dog. And she's like, all right. So you brought them in wrapped tinfoil. I said, no. I brought 2, or actually I brought 4, but I already had 2. I said, I wrapped them and I put them in a sealed container. She's like, there's no way. I said,
Yeah.
swear to God. And she's like, show me the container. Okay. Go up. I show her the container. She's like, wow, holy shit. My dog needs to be at the airport.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly. There's a career there. There's a whole career there.
Okay,
Oh, I'm missing out
cute.
on something somewhere.
Everyone's like, smile for the camera. I can't because you think I killed your dog. I
I'm
was
gonna say
so
hello.
heartbroken.
Hi, Dover. Dover? Hi, Dover.
Dova.
Hi,
I love
Jeanette.
Dova.
Hi,
Dova.
Jeanette. Hi, everybody that's come in. And
Hello.
is here to say hello, hello.
Yes, the chocolate for the dogs. Yeah, I knew the chocolate was really, really bad. I knew it's like, but it was like Nestle Tour House milk chocolate morsels, and he, honest to God, was running low. So thankfully, there really wasn't that many of them in them. And for whatever reason, they were smaller cookies. And Evan, he was so mad at me. I'm like, just be mad. You have every reason, bring it on. I'm like, just keep yelling. Because I knew, like I brought it in his house. No matter what, I brought it in. Whether or
Yeah.
not I felt like it was my fault. But they also do realize, they were like, you couldn't have sealed this up more if you even tried. Junior's
Yeah.
just, but they know Junior's insane. They're like, Junior's not your normal average dog.
No.
And that is true.
He's a pothead dog, basically, isn't he?
I don't know if he's a chocoholic or a pothead. He's one of the, I don't know. I'm still having a hard time laughing at it.
I'm
As long as
sorry.
the dog's okay, it's all
He's
right.
fine. He's
He's
okay.
fine.
He's
He's
okay.
fine.
So yeah,
No,
it's okay
really.
to laugh about it.
I just, I could like honest to God, piles like my dresses, each of them were laid on top. So that might have been like 5 or 6, plus everything I washed, stuffed in on top. I never ever have it exposed due to the fact that most of my friends have kids, teenagers, dogs, or whatever. This has never happened. So this
Yeah.
was new.
Yeah.
This is because I try to keep it to myself. It's if
Yeah.
for me, it's as if I had to take a small dose of a pain pill. Don't go
Yeah.
around telling everybody, but that's your medication. But then again, it doesn't taste as good as a cookie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That's
a
true.
problem.
That is
Yeah.
true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
So
It's much
and
better to have a cookie than a
oh,
tablet.
I was just like I could the what I could not get over was how the dog got in. Like it was
Mm.
in my room. The dog never goes. Apparently, the dog never goes up in my room that I was in. Dog was in my room. Went into the bag, had to, and got himself out because all my dresses were all ripped out. Everything was ripped out.
Oh,
Plastic was all the
oh,
plastic
he was on a
container
mission.
was
He was
pulled
on a
apart. Oh,
mission.
whatever it was he found, he liked. So yeah, he was a chill dog. He really didn't do anything but chill. Really, I mean, he
Yeah,
had
I
to.
can imagine.
It's like my cousin calls me and he hears he's like, where the fuck are you? I'm like, I am at one of those places like from Dirty Dancing, and we're at Italian night. I'll tell you about it later, okay? But I
Can
think I'm gonna kill my friend's dog.
I need to ask you something.
Yes.
Did you carry a watermelon?
There was no watermelons
No,
to carry.
I am so upset. I am so upset. Just so you could have said, I carried a watermelon.
But on our way down, there was like they have oil tanks outside, so they are like I would say the shape of a watermelon, and they
Oh,
would heat the house. So they're oil tanks, and somebody actually painted their oil tank a watermelon.
okay. So kind of. Yeah,
But not
okay.
at all. Like,
Oh, that would have been so great though. That would have been amazing. And you, Johnny, my hero. Johnny is my hero.
who's Johnny? Oh, Johnny.
Johnny from Dirty Dancing.
Dirty
He was
Dancing.
the one she carried him a watermelon for. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. Love now.
there were no dance instructors.
Oh,
Just saying.
oh,
Although there was a little riff between me and a guy who worked at the camp there
right.
about who was the better Batman. He says we are only playing the best Batman. I said, well, if you're only playing the best, I mean, everybody was like beyond friendly. Like it was like as if you might as well have been family with everyone because that's
Yeah.
just the way everybody was. He's like, well, if we're talking the best, then we must be talking Michael Keaton, right? He's like,
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
no,
Actually, no, I
it's
do.
like Christian Bale. I felt like I think he was calling me a boomer. I think. Or yeah, my kids are a little bit older. I don't have little kids. God, I am not meant to have little kids anymore. Um, but it was just so funny. And the riff for like a good hour was who's the better Batman, Christian Bale or Michael Keaton? I'm like, this isn't even a discussion. How are we having this discussion? Of course, it's Michael Keaton. He's like, you're just old.
Oh,
I'm
that's rude. That's rude.
like, he was joking, and I'm all with it. I'm playing with it too. Like, I'm sorry, I wasn't born 2 days ago,
But it
so I
is
know
Michael
more.
Keaton.
Yeah. Oh
It
yeah,
is Michael Keaton. I totally agree with you. Yeah,
Michael
definitely.
Keaton.
Yeah, for sure.
So let me be the petty bitch that I really am. So we go back for lunch or whatever to the house, and I pull it up. Who's the number one Batman? And there was like a gazillion, and screenshot, 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 screenshot. Went it up, and he's like, "We're gonna be playing the best one." I'm like, "Oh, the best one." As I scrolled through Michael Keaton being number one in every single thing, I'm like, "Come on, I'll give you Christian Bale a second, but not number one. No, 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 no. That was my riff when I was away.
Yeah.
What a riff!
Oh my
It was
god.
so stupid. Yes, we are getting to the news of Meghan and Harry. That's what everybody is waiting for. They're all like, "All right, would
Yes.
you just shut up with your trip? We don't care."
No, I do. No, it sounds amazing. It sounds very, very adventurous. And
It's
it's
different.
interesting.
It's
But
different
yeah,
and fun. But we're going back up in August,
we
so
yeah. Oh yeah,
they
are
don't
you?
they don't hate me that bad.
Yeah. You didn't
I'm like,
completely alienate yourself.
I'm like, anything that has to do with my medicine will stay in the car and it
Yeah.
won't move.
Yeah. Yeah.
Best way to work.
Probably a good
Listen, best way
idea.
to, and a
Good
lockbox.
idea. Good
Both.
idea. Good idea. But
No one
yeah,
can blame me ever again. It's never my fault if I lock it in a lockbox. Nobody can blame me for my medicine. So, um, no, as a matter of fact, my friend called me. Yeah, real quick, and then we'll get right to it. My friend called me yesterday. We're watching, me and my daughter Grace were watching Still Magnolias because I told you, have you seen Still Magnolias?
Yes, I have. Great film. Really
She
good
got
film.
she got the part of Clary
Wow. Is this on the stage?
on
Is this
stage.
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh
For her,
wow.
she is an eighth grader going into freshman year. Somehow or another, a friend of her knew somebody who was doing the summer play, wanted to know if they knew somebody else who might want to play Clary. While we were away, they contacted my daughter. She has, I mean, that's all it's been. That's since then. That's what life has been about. Steel Magnolias. So
Wow. Good for
yeah,
her.
just
That's
we were.
amazing. And that is such a great film. That's like a classic.
She gets
That's
the
one of the
whole.
classics.
She gets to hold her friend, and her friend is Weezer. Hit her! Hit this!
Oh,
Like,
oh,
that's
bless
the
her.
best part. I'm like, oh my
Oh my
god, it's the best part.
God. Oh, you must be so proud. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Oh, good for her.
yeah.
Give her a big hug and kiss from
Hi,
me. I'm so
Vanessa.
pleased with her.
Hi, Jeanette. If I didn't say hello, hello, Dova. You know I love you,
Say
Dova.
hi.
I
Hi,
hope you
Jessica.
are feeling better, Dova. Really hope your body is feeling better. Hope your mom is feeling better. Jeanette, good to see you. Carla, if she's still here, which she seems to be. Who knows? People keep popping in and out. But let's get to what we really,
Yes. Oh
really
my
want to talk about.
God. Okay, so we need to probably do a disclaimer before we start that this is our opinions. This is
Our
down to,
opinions
yeah,
only,
because it could get
due
quite
to
controversial.
due to our
Um,
due to research, due to not just
yeah.
opinion, due to
Mhm.
research. Tons of
We've done,
ton-
yeah,
a good amount of research put
yeah,
involved.
a lot between us. I think we've done a huge amount
Mhm.
actually. But
Agreed.
we do need to put a disclaimer in that this is our opinions. This is not anybody. This is down to what we think and what we believe. So,
I'm so disappointed, Harry.
uh,
Just so disappointed. Like
yeah,
that when we were talking, like I just kept watching everything royal. And I was watching something, and I don't know if it was the thing that was on Apple or whatever it was, but I was watching, and okay, so he's the outcast, he's the ginger. Yeah, know all about that. Because I'm the only ginger in my family. So, but he talks about the institution and the firm, and I get the lingo too.
yeah,
I know what that
yeah,
means now.
yeah,
I know what
yeah.
all that stuff means.
And it is.
Um,
It is. To be fair, it's a business. The whole
It,
thing, the
and
royal
the fact
family is a
and the
business.
fact of
Yeah.
the matter is I think he's only known one. This is my thought. And like seriously watching, I think he's only known one way. Here is a girl who thinks she knows everything
Mm-hmm.
coming in to tell her or to tell him, oh my God, do you realize what you could do with
Mm-hmm.
just your name?
Mm-hmm.
And kind of,
Yeah.
girls are not dumb, y'all. Girls are not, regardless of the whole Me Too movement happened for a reason. Why? Because sometimes you had to go to work and had to deal with the person who was above you was an asshole and felt like they can get away with doing with
Mm-hmm.
whatever they want. And the Me Too movement happened the way the Me Too movement should have, but then it got politicized. And then once it gets politicized, then it's gone forever. That's how I see it. And I I I I think I'm going to say it, Lisa. Here it comes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting Amber Heard, Meghan Markle in the same pea pod.
Yeah. I agree, actually. I do agree. I do agree. There are lots of things that have come out very recently about all sorts of things. Particularly, I know Ginger and I were chatting earlier. Um, Apparently, Tyler Perry has kicked Meghan Markle and
Kick,
Harry
kicked her
out
out,
of.
you guys.
They've
Kicked her out.
kicked. He's kicked her out. He actually turned around. In fact, it wasn't him. It was Oprah. He asked Oprah. He turned around to Oprah and said, "You need to get rid of them because of the way that his staff, because it was still his staff and his employees that were at the house, and
Whoops.
a
Sorry.
I'm still here. Hello. It was still them, and apparently
That's what I do.
she was
Sorry.
treating she was treating his employees quite badly. So he asked Oprah to remove Harry and Meghan from the house. So that appears to be the reason why they're not in the house anymore. Is because he asked Oprah to have a word and get rid of them. That's from what I've heard on the grapevine. So
And that
again,
is from what it's more than just a couple of people.
yeah,
And then from what I'm hearing now, this is what I'm hearing. Don't know what's rumored or what's true. So here's what I'm hearing. Um, yeah, Oprah isn't really happy with her either.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. And I spoke,
Because Oprah thought she was telling the truth.
yeah, exactly. And I spoke to you about this as well. I don't know if I spoke to you, but I messaged you definitely. And I said that Oprah is a very smart woman, a very smart woman.
Absolutely.
She
There is
has not,
no.
yeah,
Mhm,
she's not got to where she is
mhm,
without being smart.
mhm.
And if she starts to see that somebody that she associates with is not popular and is getting that much hate, then she is at some point going to disassociate herself from them. You have to. You
Okay,
can't.
now here's a question I have. Now, and this has nothing to do with Harry and Meghan. It
Hmm.
just has to do with someone who was being extremely unpopular,
Hmm.
still getting support. Amber
Okay.
Heard.
Yeah.
Here's Amber Heard. Okay,
Hmm.
Amber Heard and her. I mean it. I mean, if you're just a smart human being who wants to look stuff up, listen to the recordings of her own voice. Watch the videos. There is nothing in anything that ever calls DV against Johnny Depp. But, but, who got arrested for DV before that? Could that be Amber? Yep. See,
Mm.
and that's where it has more to do than with just money. I think it has to do with having power, control, and a place in history.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. And that's what it's down to. I'm afraid this is again my opinion, but I think Megan is all about the power. And I spoke to you. I told you about something that Lady Colin Campbell had said, and she
Oh, I have not been stopped watching Lady Colin
did you
Campbell.
watch what I sent you? Did you watch the
I
video?
did. I had to download Reddit, but I did.
Yeah.
I did. I watched it, and
And what did you think?
I believe her. Why?
Yeah.
I have no reason not to. I have more reason not to believe anything that comes. I mean, especially with all the crap with Charles. I mean, hate the man, like the man. I don't know. Now, did everything that was handled with Diana handled with the right dignity and the right effort? I don't think so. Never was.
No, I
Do I think
agree.
those boys ever should have ever walked behind that?
Mhm.
Hell no. I think that was asking way too much of young kids. But which I guess I should say, that is what the royal family is,
Mm.
correct?
Yeah.
Regardless of the fact that they're human, they're kind of supposed to be somewhat not human,
Yeah.
correct?
Hmm.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I think that's the problem. I think, and this is what kills me. I still have a heart for Harry. I still do, even though I know.
Yeah. I'm kind of losing that now. I did, and I really desperately wanted to be on his side, but
I
I'm
know.
kind of losing that now.
I know. I know. I know. I know. I know. I know. I see, and I totally agree with you on that one because and you and I've been talking about this since I think like even like right as we met,
Right,
we've
right,
always talked
yeah,
about the
right
royals.
from the beginning of it all, yeah.
And I think we kind of were in agreement. Like we both really
Yeah,
wanted to like them. And
yeah.
I I really did not think that there was this woman who went over there to place herself into a family so she could be the center point. I guess maybe that's something I would never, ever, ever think of doing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why. Hey, Sabrina P. So good to see you. Um, I guess I guess that's why I figure I can't see that happening. But
Mm,
then they go ahead and they do, and I'm watching, and I was one of those people that watched the Oprah interview. I think I came in late though. I came in like 15, 20 minutes late because there was something, whatever. And I came in 15, 20 minutes late.
mm,
And the things that she was saying, the things that she was like alluding to,
mm-hmm.
like, all right, that's old royalty family. I kind of expect things to be old fashioned. And some things have changed, some things haven't. Let's
Yeah.
be honest. We've all dealt with people in older ages who have been way different than we've been. And
Mm-hmm.
guess what? We're way different than what our children are. And we're going to be way more different than what our children's children are going to be. And
Yeah.
we may not understand it. We may not like it. We may not want it, but the world is going to change. And I noticed that with my own kids. But, and I think with Prince Harry, and see, I think that Lady Colin Campbell statement,
Mm-hmm.
that's bad. Like if that
Okay. So, yeah.
if that's what was really said out of her, like for real, out of her mouth, holy hell. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
All right, do you want to share it, what she said?
Yeah,
Or what
absolutely. Yeah. Because I
allegedly.
was gonna talk about that anyway, because there was a
You do that.
timeline. There was a timeline to do with it, which
You're
was
better with that. I'm going to let you take this part over.
oh my god. Hang on, my daughter is just ringing me constantly. And do you know what? Do you know the worst thing about it is she's upstairs. She's upstairs. This is ridiculous. She's
No, it
literally.
happens in my house
Could you
every
hear her
day.
ringing? Could you hear
And
her?
yep, I did. I
Oh
thought,
my god, she's upstairs. Seriously. All she has to do is walk down the stairs and talk to me, and she's ringing me. Oh my
it,
god.
I'm on the same floor, and
Oh,
my daughter, who's 14, would call me
so
from the room across the floor.
it,
So yes,
it
I
is.
understand.
Oh my. Oh, she's doing it again. Oh my god. Right. Hang on. let me find out what she wants. Hang on a sec. I'm
Please
so
do it.
sorry.
Now I'm curious. I want to know what this is.
So sorry. Hang on. Hang on. I'm walking up. I'm walking through the hall. Rhiannon. Rhiannon. Where is she? Where is she? Rhiannon.
Maybe she's not home.
I
That's why
don't
she's
know where
calling.
she is. I don't know. She's. I don't know what she's. I don't know.
That's
I'm
probably why she's
confused. I'm
calling. She's
so
not home.
confused. I don't know. Right. I might have to answer it. Oh God, this is so annoying.
She's
Sorry,
not
I'm so
home.
sorry. I'm trying to have a serious debate. Ridiculous.
How can there ever be a serious debate amongst two redheads?
Oh, what is it with kids? They can't just walk down the stairs.
Oh no, mom, that's too much. Mom.
Mm. Hang on. I think she might be. Hang on. And one
Uh-huh.
second. I will be
Look at
back. Just
that.
give me two
I have
seconds.
not. Go for it. I have not had makeup on for easily a week. A good solid week. I haven't put any makeup on, but when I was down, I did make sure that I lathered on all sunscreen and stuff because I'm starting to get age spots and I don't like it at all. Some people are like, "Ooh, it matches with your freckles." I'm like, I don't think so at all. They look like age spots to me. And I don't want them at all. So like, you got to make sure like the hands. Okay, I saw
Right.
something today, and I've never heard of this before.
I'll do it about this, that
I,
one.
I thought, because I guess people considered me, and the world considers me a disabled person.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I'm disabled per se, but it's more that I can't do what most normal people can do. That's how I look at it, more so.
Mm.
Like I'm just trying to pack the car today, and I'm leaving the mountains, and I just started crying. And Jill's like, "You okay?" And she like her and I used to live together. She's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "It's my inner battle with myself." I get mad at myself. I just get so furious that I can't do, and that this time I realize when I'm walking around that I guess probably due to the lack of nutrition, I just don't have the energy that I used to have. It's
Mm-hmm.
hard. It's
Mm.
really, really, really hard. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, if we're coming back, the weather better be amazing. And I'm like, because I'm not coming back. Otherwise, I'm like, I can't walk. I can't go and go, okay, park the car and we can at least walk 10, 15, 20 blocks, which in my lifetime before was nothing at
Mm.
all. I could
Mm.
walk and walk it back and walk back again. And now I can barely walk 3 blocks. So it's very frustrating and very annoying. And when we were up the mountains, that's what we were doing as we were packing. And I just
Mm.
I just get so mad at myself. I get so mad and I sit down and cry. She was like, crying again. Yeah.
Oh,
But see, I need a friend like that. You know what I mean? Like I
yeah.
need a friend. Oh, you're crying again? Yeah, inner battle. She's like, I can't imagine what you go through because it's hard to touch my knees. I can't imagine what you
Oh my
like.
God.
She's
Oh,
one of those,
Ginge.
she's one of those people who will take the most inappropriate moment and make it absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Like when my friend's husband passed away, if it wasn't for her,
Oh.
like in Steel Magnolias, she was like my Weezer. I was
Mm. Oh. Oh, that's so nice though. Everyone needs a friend like that. I've got a friend like that I've had
I've
for
I've
about 30
I've got
years.
quite a few, and I'm lucky to have
Yeah. I'm very
them.
lucky as well. I'm really lucky. And it doesn't always happen. But I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm all done. I'm all done. I've spoken to her. It's all good. So, what were
All
you going
good.
to say? You were going to dish the dirt. You said
Um,
I need to on. You were about to say something about Meghan and Harry, and you said, "Can I say this?" So,
oh man, see now you're asking too far back for my head. God
oh,
damn.
sorry.
I'm like,
We were talking about the timeline and about Lady
and,
Colin.
and that's when I said you need to
Yeah.
take over. I said because
Oh,
I don't
really?
you know the timeline way
Okay.
better than I do.
Okay. So basically, the timeline is I don't know if anybody's still interested. I'm not entirely
Well,
sure.
that's why people are tuning in.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. But basically, okay, it's a big thing though. It's a huge thing. It's a huge thing.
Then,
I don't want to be controversial at
it's
all. But
but
I'm
it
only
is
repeating.
controversial.
Yeah, I know, but I'm only repeating what I've heard. So
It
basically,
is what it is.
okay, so there have been a lot of people that have said that she is very kind of about the power, about being kind of as a narcissist, if I can say that. A lot of people say
Um,
she's a
it's
narcissist.
I have no doubt from what I've been
Yeah.
hearing.
So that seems to be the thing that people
Hi,
think.
Kim. Hold on. Love
Hi,
to see you,
Kim.
Kim. Kim is
Hi.
amazing. She's
Hello.
awesome.
Oh, it's a lovely heart. That's lovely to
I'm
see.
home
Thank
now,
you.
Kim. I'm home. I'm home. I'm home.
um so basically the common thing is that she is a narcissist. So I've been doing lots of research, you know this, looking at lots of videos, body
Now,
language, all this kind of
here's a question I'm going to ask you, and I'm just going to be a
thing.
little bit of a devil's advocate, but you know, you and I feel the same exact way.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of people say that the word narcissist is being used very easily these days, and
Yes.
people who use the word narcissist are
Are a narcissist.
narcissists.
Yeah, I've
But
heard that too. Yeah.
yeah, you okay? So here, like I said, like if
But does but does
anybody
but
has,
does that but does that mean that if you call somebody a serial killer, you are a serial killer? Is that the same thing? I
are,
don't.
I hope you're not Ted Bundy. Please don't be Ted Bundy. Good Lord,
But
Jesus
it does
Christ.
seem ridiculous to me that just because
It,
you call
it,
somebody something.
right? I'm sorry. The media is nuts. Thank you. I used to work for them and now I can say it.
Mm.
Nah, they're nuts. They're absolutely nuts. Whatever sells, it doesn't matter. They don't care. People think like the US media care. They don't care.
But
Whatever.
it doesn't matter. Just because you call somebody something or think somebody is something doesn't mean you are the same. I don't get that. I don't get the whole
All right,
reasoning
all right.
behind
Do
that.
you remember the whole morning that the whole Piers Morgan thing went down? I
Yeah,
think I texted you immediately as soon as I woke up. I'm like,
yeah,
what the
yeah, you
hell's
did.
going
Yeah,
on?
yeah,
But
yeah.
see,
And I didn't know at the time. I was like, what the hell? I'll have a look.
I knew more.
You knew before me, and I was in England.
Exactly. So I'm listening and I'm watching Piers, and Piers has been on a lot of American TV. So I never had a problem with him. I just thought he was always pompous. But that's just some guys, you know.
Yeah,
Don't sit there and tell me when you look at Simon Cowell, you don't see pompous. Come
yeah,
on now. He's big pompous just as much as Piers is. Come
yeah.
on. Let's be honest. It's called a spade a spade. So is Howard Stern. I like Howard Stern, believe it or not. A lot of people don't. I've worked in radio. I've actually got to meet the guy. The guy was nice, and he's not a pompous asshole, but he's a guy. These are people who know what sells.
Hmm.
That's all. These are
Yeah.
people who learn the game and learn to know what sells.
Hmm.
And I was going somewhere with this, and then I forgot.
No, but I was going to say I was doing the whole the timeline of the because I need to. It's a bombshell, a massive bombshell. I don't know if everybody has heard this. The one I told you about that Megan had said.
That's what I went to. Oh, that was the
Yeah.
whole thing I wanted you to
So
say. Yes,
so
yes.
we
All right.
basically need to let people know because not I don't think it's a common knowledge thing
This is
that
actually, I mean, I would even say slightly trigger warning because
yes. Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is pretty vile. If
Yes.
if if what allegedly was said is to be
Yeah.
true, which apparently, according to, was it Lady Colin Campbell?
It was. Yeah.
Okay, and this Lady Colin Campbell, honest to God, She's got no
She
reason
knows
to
a
lie.
lot of people in the. She is
Oh,
very. Yeah, she is
she
part of the royal family, basically. Yeah.
we need to be friends with her, Lisa. I need to
Mhm.
get a British accent and lose this Philly accent and be like, yo, you know some Wawas we can go hang out and have a
Well, do you know
hoot?
what? Do you know what? I am going to email her and talk to her and try and get her to talk. And I think she might.
Oh my God. I
I
don't
think
think she's
she
coming
might.
on.
So I
Oh
will.
my
I'm. That's what
God.
I'm. That is my next plan. Is
I
to
love ladies.
email her.
I would totally fangirl out. Oh my goodness.
But if I do it, I will do it with you. I will do it with you. I'm not going to do it on my own, but
But
I'm
hold
going
on.
to email her and ask her because I know that she's talked to other people that have very small channels and that so I
Hey,
know that
hey, Red Media. See,
hi.
I love Red. You don't understand. Like Red Media is like my freaking rock. Love that chick. She's
Oh,
another one. She's another one. You know what? And people say, you and I have never met face to face, right? We
no.
never met
Yeah.
face to face,
Yeah.
right? Unless you call Zoom face to face.
Mhm.
But you are a friend of mine, and she
Oh,
is a
you
friend of
are.
mine. Carla is a friend of mine. Kim is a friend of mine. These people and are friends of mine. You guys
Yeah.
been around me and hang out me more of my friends than I see because either A, they're out doing something else, have this, that, or the other thing going, or and I was watching somebody's page the other day and someone was negatively talking about me. Whatever. I have no
Mm,
problem with that. It
yeah.
happens, it happens, you
Yeah.
know. And someone in the comments had just said, "Well, yeah, it is true. She's uh on live way more than when she's in the hospital than when she's at home." I'm like, "Well, fuck yeah. I got nothing else to do when I'm in the damn hospital. When I'm at home, I got a million things to do."
Who said that? Who said that?
It was something I saw on the chat, and I'm not going to name names. It didn't hurt. It didn't hurt, but I'm thinking, don't you realize how much time I have sitting there on a
Wow.
bed and got nothing to do, and I can't even get up and get out of my bed because they alarm it because they put me on a small dose of medication and then they totally alarm your bed and then you're stuck. It's terrible. So yeah, most of the time when I was sick, I spent on YouTube a lot. Sometimes when things were sucky, I
Mm,
wouldn't come on. But
yeah.
when I could do things like this, um, me and Miss Murder used to sit and watch Big Brother together every
Mhm.
time it was on. And,
Mhm.
and we never missed a show together. We watched it together every time it was on. And it's on 3 times a week. And
Yeah.
we would spend an hour with each other. So, like, honest to God, the people on YouTube became more like family
Yeah.
because
But
I
it's
saw
all
you
about
guys way more.
loyalty. It's all about loyalty and you kind of get loyalty. You understand the way that people are with you. They and having that loyalty is amazing. And sometimes the loyalty you get from people online can actually be even more than the loyalty you get from your own friends.
It
Um,
depends, yeah. And I
yeah.
said to you, I'm like, I could never sit there and say yes. Do I think I'm a loyal person? Yes, when it comes to work and stuff like that. But it's not my business to tell anybody else that I'm loyal. Only somebody else who knows
Oh
me
my God. Do you know what,
can tell
Ginge?
me.
Ginge, seriously, you know what I've been through with all the sorts of stuff that's happened to me
Yep.
online and you have actually been there right the way through.
Yes, you're there.
You are actually the only person that has been there right the way through. And
Oh,
that is just incredible. That means so much. And that shows loyalty. It does show loyalty. And I am so grateful for that to have
I'm
you. I am so grateful.
I'm so grateful to have you. It's when you call it like hello, like hello. You're like you sound more British than I do.
Yeah, yeah, I did. Yeah. I said you sound like my mum. She's very proper, and you have this proper like hello.
And then I snort when I laugh. It's so proper.
But anyway, do you know what? We need to get back. We need to get back.
We need to get
Okay.
back. Meghan and Harry.
I still have not done this whole controversial. And somebody just mentioned, I think I know what you're going to say. So maybe I shouldn't say it.
I love you to pieces too, Kim, and you know that completely, sweetie. Me and Kim
Should I
know.
not bother? Somebody said they think they know what I'm going to say. Oh yeah, Kim said, I think I
There
know.
was all right. I'll do a small little interlude, and then we'll go straight into it.
Okay.
So she had sent me something the other day, and it was from Reddit. I, for
Mhm.
whatever reason, did not have the app downloaded to my phone. I just kind of ignored it. My bad. Sorry. Love you, Lisa, but I just ignored it. And then um you would set and then you would you know Lisa is from what I've known from her, especially from YouTube. She's so sweet, nice, kind. She wouldn't hurt a fly. I would see, I'll kill the fly with Windex and then kill you. So, yeah, because it's much easier that way. So, my friend just taught me that, by the way. I'm like, I hate it when there's flies in my house. She's like, spray it with Windex and they fall. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, squish, squish. Phew, falls to the floor.
Oh my
Pick it
God.
up. I'm like, well, look at that. I'm like, they're like, it's because it has ammonia in it. I'm like, oh.
I
I'm like,
wouldn't.
I guess it's not a good thing, but hey, it gets the fly out of my house.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
All right, sorry. Went totally off key there. Go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, there was a timeline. So basically, I was watching all these videos about Meghan, and there were a couple, quite, in fact, all of them, the ones that I watched. When you type in Meghan Markle, there's body language things about the interview that she had with Oprah.
Oh,
All,
the body. Can I
yeah,
say something?
yeah,
And this was before I even started questioning stuff. Was the body language
yeah,
immediate? Because I, I mean, I am a communications major. Unfortunately, I don't get to use it very much, but yeah, her communication, like the way she guides her, it's as if she is the dominant. She's totally the dominant person of the relationship, without a
yes,
doubt,
yeah,
without a doubt. And
yeah,
in every movement of that African getaway they had, I didn't watch the whole thing or whatever, but I watched quite a bit. And I watched her body language more than anything, and
mm,
her body language was like more protecting Harry than it was anything else to me.
mm.
Am I wrong?
No, no, not at all. No, no. There's a lot of hands on the back and hands on the arm and kind of clinging and that kind of thing. So yeah, I did see all that. I did see all
Mhm.
that. But basically, there was a lot of videos that were saying that um that she is narcissistic and that she
Oh,
is
I'm
basically
my whole thing was when I saw that part of where the guy asked her if she was okay and she
mm,
thanked him because no one ever. I'm like, if that was so set up, it was gross.
yeah,
Like that was so set up. And at
yeah,
first, and see, I am the dummy. At first, I do believe it, and then I got to watch it a few times to realize
yeah.
what the hell's going on.
I think there's a lot that was set up, but with this whole thing with the timeline with the Lady Colin Campbell thing, um, I'd noticed lots of things where she kind of wants to be in control. She did not like curtsying to Kate because, of course, with the hierarchy of the royal family, there are certain things and certain rules that you need to apply to. And I think that she did not like the idea that and I've talked to you about this privately.
Yes,
She
no,
did not like.
and I want you to tell us publicly because I think you say it way better
Yeah,
than I do.
yeah. So she did not like the idea that she had to curtsy to somebody else. Apparently, from things that I've watched and it's a lot of it. I mean, it's not just one video. Lots of things have said that there have been problems with the staff um, at the place that she lived, and that she was a bit of a bully. And they had heard the staff have talked and heard that she was having a go at Harry, saying, "You will always be." lower than William. You will always be the second person. And through a glass, I think, didn't she? And there was a whole thing. That was the reason why she ended up having to leave Tyler Perry's house, was because there was stuff being thrown, and the staff had witnessed it, and they've talked about it afterwards.
And
Um,
this is why I'm starting to compare crap from Meghan Markle to Amber
mm,
Heard. A, I don't think race in this has a play. I don't
no,
believe, because if I look at Meghan, I'm sorry. I look at Meghan Markle, I mean, she has black within her, but she is not, when I look at someone going, that's a black girl. Would you say that?
no. And you know what? That's another thing that's kind of I've been uncomfortable with, because we've actually had two Black Queens of England. We've had two. So
Okay.
the fact that she's saying that that she's the first color ethnic person in the royal family, that's not true. That's not true. We've had two Black Queens of England.
And see,
Uh,
and
there
that's
was one in
where,
1750 something, called Sophie Charlotte, and there was one before her. So she's not actually, she can't claim that, because that's not true.
and see, and this is where I start to think that things are more about her than it actually is about her, her family and her husband and making things good for the family. I think it's more about her and her place in history and where she lies in
Mm,
history and what place she has in history and
yeah.
text. Well, I don't know if there'll be textbooks by then, but
Mm,
um, where she would be in history. And right now, unfortunately, to me, and I am not a conservative nor a right wing person. Um, I don't consider myself to even be a Democrat, but I consider myself to be someone who's dead in the middle, who feels very stuck in a
mm,
place in between where you agree with a lot of things on both sides, but there's also a lot of things on both sides you don't agree with. And it's just like there's no
yeah.
one that really represents the way you are and the way you feel. And that's how I've always felt. And you and I have talked about that before. I said,
Yeah.
I don't feel represented at all in my country
Mm,
whatsoever.
yeah.
Um, but you gotta sit, think, and go, I gotta do what's best for my kids. It's not even about me anymore. It's about my children.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But but
there,
what I was leading on to was that, all of this, where the power, she's all about the power,
oh
and she's
yeah.
all about well, apparently, we have heard since, and it comes from very good sources, that she told people,
This is
or she
bad.
mentioned, it could have been a flippant comment, it could have been that she actually turned around and said, Harry is one plane crash away from the throne. Apparently, that is something that she said, and that comes from good sources. And it might have been supposed to be a joke. It might have been a flippant comment, but it's not funny. It's not
And
funny.
when you told me about this the other day,
Yeah.
and I said to you the other day, and I wasn't clear on what you were saying. I'm like,
Okay. Yeah.
well, duh, there's this person and this person. You're like, you're not
Yeah.
getting what I'm saying. I'm like, I guess I'm not. And then you explained it again. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
now I'm getting what you're
Yeah.
saying. I'm like, oh,
Yeah. And that's such an incendiary thing to say. And she probably is right, because if William's whole family were on a plane and it happened to crash, then yes, Harry would be king. And that actually, I can absolutely believe her saying that, because she wants to be the top. That's what a narcissist does, is want to be the top of the chain. And at the moment, being the wife of the second, not even he's the sixth in line now, actually. He's not even the second in line.
yeah,
But
no, like far
but
now.
if all of that, if all of that family were to be wiped out, he would be on the throne. And to somebody like her, that is the ultimate, isn't it? That's the ultimate. That is the target. And apparently, from what I've heard, from what the staff have been saying that she was not so great too. Tyler Perry's staff, they were all heard her kind of saying to Harry, "You will never be you will never be as good." So actually, it all makes sense. It all kind of fits that she wants to be top of the chain, and to say that even if it's in a flippant way, it doesn't matter. That's still a very incendiary thing to say.
And
And
that's
apparently a lot of people heard this. Um,
and with
and
the
she,
whole Tyler Perry thing, like
mm,
he had a person who was on his staff for like 14 years.
mhm,
He quit because of Meghan Markle.
yeah,
Like
that's the
he
thing.
was not happy about that.
But isn't it weird? Hang on 1 second. Okay, so Kim has said, yes, that's the statement I thought you were going to say. Yeah. So she's obviously heard it too. But that's the thing, is that when she's obviously, she had bullying things kind of against her when she was in London, and kind of in Kensington Palace and all the other places. Now she's got more bullying accusations, which have actually caused her to be forced out. There's normally there's no smoke without fire. There isn't. And to have lots and lots of different bullying accusations made against one person, there has to be something there. There has to be. It's not. I've never been accused of bullying. Have you?
I don't think.
Ever?
No, I don't think
No.
so. I'm
No.
not that type of person.
No. Exactly. I never have. So there's no
But
reason why.
but there are people who can construe something into something that's not what you think it is, and I've had that happen to me to be definitely many a times where
Okay.
somebody who thinks I'm being a bully and thinks I'm doing something and I'm not. And I would say more in the workplace than anything else.
Yeah.
It's that competitive whatever. And this one guy just went nuts about like, it was something stupid over a client. And
Mm.
that was the stupid stuff that we went through. Like stupid stuff
Yeah.
like that.
But that's the thing. It was, I mean, but for somebody in the public eye in that position, and actually to get thrown out of a house because of it, that there's got to be something behind it. There has to be. There has to be. Um, but I do honestly believe that Oprah is probably going to we will see a distance between Oprah and Meghan. I am sure. I am
Yeah,
sure that will.
from and as we were saying earlier, that she is not real happy with her because a lot of things that has come out that she said has been false, including
Yeah.
her marriage
Yeah.
when she said she got married, and that's been
Yes.
proven.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So if
There,
she's lied about that, then what else has she lied about? And if and the thing is, like I said before, like I said earlier, Oprah is not stupid, and she knows that she needs to be popular. She needs to stay and she cannot associate herself with someone that is literally diving in popularity. That is not going to do her any favors. So I honestly think that there will be a distance between them as well. And also, Tyler Perry is Oprah's friend. And if Tyler Perry has asked Oprah to remove her friends from his house, that's going to cause problems too in their friendship. I think, do you know what? I think there is a whole lot going on behind the scenes.
I
Um,
think, and I think you're absolutely right when it comes to that, and I think what they thought what was going to come from that interview
yeah,
didn't did not happen
yeah,
the way they thought it was going to happen. And then you have Piers Morgan who went off, which you and I spoke that day, and we both agreed, and I still agree to the fact that he acted like a baby and stomped off stage
he
where he
did.
couldn't
Yeah,
finish.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
But do I think he had a valid point where, okay, day after day after day after day, yeah, you don't like Meghan Markle. It kind of gets annoying after a while.
Mm,
But does he have the right to say that he doesn't believe her? Yeah, he does. Why
mm.
can't he? Why does he have to say he believes her?
Yeah.
And I'm not a Piers Morgan fan. I'm not a huge Piers Morgan fan at all. But at the same time, you know, it's odd that you can sit there and say that he can't believe her because I mean, look at how many people who tell us the story, and you may believe them, you may not believe them, but that goes on in your head. But not
Yeah.
everybody needs to know your opinion. But unfortunately, these days, everybody knows everybody's opinion. So that's the problem. I think that's what's the biggest problem in the world because you know what? 9 times out of 10, people kept their opinions to themselves.
Mhm. And do you know
Because,
what? Do you know what? Another thing is that again with Meghan's personality, an awful lot of the stuff that the royal family do, 95% of the stuff that the royal family do isn't shown. It's unsung, that nobody knows what
mhm,
they do. So it's only literally 5% that maybe gets in the paper. And I don't think that Meghan liked that or wanted that. She wanted to be in the paper. She wanted to, and the fact that she might have had to do stuff that wasn't kind of put in the papers and wasn't televised, and that's a lot. 95% is a lot where we don't know about what they're doing, we don't know where they are, because it's only that 5% that actually gets media attention. um I don't think that appealed to her. I don't think it did. I don't think it appealed to her, and I think that is part of the reason why she decided she didn't want to do it. I
here's
my personal opinion, yeah.
my personal opinion when it comes to Meghan Markle and with everything that's been going on and everything that we've been seeing and things like that. I and I guess God forgive me for saying this, but I feel as if she wants to be the next Princess Diana.
Well, exactly. That
Am I
seems
am
to be.
I r- am I wrong for feeling
No,
that way?
no, no. I've seen that a lot. A lot of the stuff that I've looked at, I've thought, oh my goodness, it's a replica. It's a and like we were talking about, can't remember if we talked about it publicly or privately, but
I don't think we have actually.
no, she was a huge fan of Princess Diana. She had pictures all over her walls. She followed her, and that was where I could not get around the fact that she said that she had no idea about Prince Harry.
I
She
didn't
said she
believe
had
that for one minute.
no idea about him, but she obsessively followed Princess Diana. So how can you obsessively follow someone and not know who their son is, considering you're dating them? I that never sat well with me. That never sat well with me. As it didn't sit well with an awful lot of people. I don't know if it's the same in America, but here for sure, it did not sit well with people. Um, the fact that she said she'd never Googled him, didn't know anything about him, that can't be true. That can't,
No,
I just don't
I
get that. Don't see how
not
that can be true.
because apparently from when Piers Morgan tells you, he put her in a cab knowing she was going to meet Prince Harry.
Yeah.
So it's not like she didn't know who he was.
Mm.
Come on now. If you know who Princess Diana is, you
Yeah.
know who her two sons were, you know who the British family was.
Yeah.
I, I'm sorry you're gonna sit here and tell me this Suits actress who basically knows anything and everything, probably through the internet, Instagram, Facebook, or whatever app, and checks everything out that she didn't check him out. Please,
But why lie about that? Why not just say, "Oh my God, yes, I Googled the hell out of him. Of course I did.
it
He
would
was
make
the prince."
I,
Why
I
not say that?
I'm guessing it makes her look stalker-ish, like
But it
kind of
makes her look more stalkerish to deny it because it's so obvious.
because
That's
I
what I don't understand.
because I think all of us at some point at one time looked them up at some point, just to even whether to see what was going on, or you heard he was in the news and he got in trouble, or either Diana crashed, in the car, or whatever you heard about William and being in college. You knew about the royal
Yeah.
family. and regardless whether you wanted to or not, you always heard about it. So that she said she knew nothing, I don't believe that at
Do
all,
you know what? Do you know
especially
what?
for someone who wants in the business.
I am asking people right here that are talking to us now. There are 10 people, I think, in here. All of you guys, okay, if you were starting to go out with somebody, you met them on Instagram, or I don't know what the dating apps are, what are they? Tinder, I don't know. You met somebody, would you not Google them just to check they're okay? Just to kind of see if they've been so now that's a normal
Arrested.
okay, so you're Googling somebody as a normal person. Would you
Uh-huh.
not? How could you not? The prince, a prince of England.
Shit.
Would you not?
I've
Would
I've
you not
I've I've
Google?
Googled my own self. Are you
Yeah,
kidding me? Just to check and see what's
exactly.
going on.
Exactly. And that's why it's so unbelievable because people Google just normal people just to make sure they're okay. Is there a criminal
Uh-oh.
background? Is there,
You know what, Lisa?
something?
You know what
What?
I'm doing right now?
What? You're
I'm
not Googling me, are you?
I am because I never have.
Oh my God.
I'm not, but really, I'm like, no, I never Googled you.
I've never Googled
I
you
never
either,
Googled
actually.
anybody.
No, but no, exactly. I haven't Googled you, but I have Googled other people. I have because,
Ah,
yeah, just to check them out and just be like, oh, are they okay? It's normal. I don't think that's a bad thing, is to check out. So when you've got the Prince of the Prince of England, why would you not? I know that if we had her phone, there would be so much search history. There would be
oh
so much.
my
So,
God.
but why lie about that? That's what I don't understand.
Because there's this obviously some kind of persona she thinks she needs to keep up as the humble yet tortured soul of the person who married into this terrible royal family who will
Mm,
not accept her nor give her the help that she needs in order to move on as a successful person that she already has been herself. But then instead, they decided to move and make deals with Netflix, Apple, and Oprah. I don't know. That sounds a little money hungry to me, but it just sounds a little crazy. I don't know. I mean, poor Harry's like, which way am I going? And Harry's not dumb, but I think Harry's like, I don't think Harry wants to be part of the royal family because what is he going to get from it? Nothing. Because he's never going to be king. So he's going to move on. So where's he going to move
You know
on?
what? I'm not sure I agree. I'm not sure I agree. I think the reason that he's not part of the royal family is solely down to her. I think it's solely down to her. I don't think she ever had any intention of being part of the firm and part of it all. And okay, so from my experience, a narcissist or somebody of that nature will do everything they can to remove the person from their family, from their friends, make it all about them.
Mhm,
Okay, that's
mhm,
what I've learned from that kind of person.
mhm,
And at the moment, all I can see is that's what she's doing, is removing him from his family, removing him from his because all his friends are all, you know, in fact,
his
I know that
his country
Harry and William shared friends.
but
They had friends. Yeah, yeah,
his country
everything. Yeah,
who do care about him.
yeah,
That's the thing. His country, I think, cares more about him than his wife. I do.
yeah. And that's the thing, is that people like that will do anything to remove their partner from the people they care about, to make them kind of, to isolate them. That happens, and people know this. Everybody in here, you must know this, that people do that people
Eh,
remove their partners from their family, from their friends,
so they become
isolate them.
dependent.
Exactly, then they become dependent on that partner, and it's scary. It's really scary, but it happens. And that's what I think a lot of people are seeing in this situation, is that there's an isolation going on. And it's quite worrying, actually. It's quite worrying because Harry is, like I said, I'm kind of losing sympathy for him, but at the same time, I still have sympathy because of what he's been through. The traumatic time he's been through has
Correct,
made him
but he's
very
but he
vulnerable.
but he's
I think he's very vulnerable. I
but
think
he's
he is.
not dumb.
No, but he's vulnerable. And if somebody kind of, I think he's of the mindset, if somebody kind of tells him this is how it is, I'm the strong person, I can look after you, I can make sure that you're okay, you don't need anyone else. I can see him going with that. I can see him going with that.
I can agree, depending on how much you believe them. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
he does. I think he's obsessed with her. I think he is, and I think he would believe anything she says right now.
I
And
believe,
actually,
and I am 100% in agreement with you
yeah.
on that.
And actually
Humbling.
now he's burnt his bridges. He's burnt his bridge, or
Yeah,
he kind of has burnt his bridges. So now all he's got is her. So he has to go with it. He has to go with it because what has he got? What else has he got? Is her and his children. Um, and that's sad. And I think his family probably know that. I think William knows that. I think the Queen knows that. I think everybody knows that. But well, they can't. How? What can they do? What can they do? There's nothing they can do now.
no, not now. No, I mean, the damage is done. When you decided to turn on your family and make your private family discussions public to the world,
Yeah.
you're going to lose trust from the family. I mean, I totally understand that because, like, you and
Was
I
that?
have talked, and I'm like, I would never. I mean, I wouldn't ever put any of my grievances of anything on here that
No.
was going on privately because why?
Yeah. No.
It's
Absolutely.
private.
But was that him? Was that him? That's the thing. I don't think that was him. I don't. I think he's. I don't think it was him. I think he's been manipulated. I feel bad for saying because I know he's an adult. He's a man. He doesn't need to be. But actually, maybe he was. It's quite easy to be manipulated if you're obsessed with somebody and you love somebody so much and you feel like you've burnt all your bridges, then you put everything into that person. How do you know that he just felt that was all he could do? I don't know. Maybe that's, you don't know what's going on behind. We heard that Megan threw a glass and she seems to get angry quite a lot. It From what I've heard, she seems to kind of get angry. So how do you know that he's not trying to appease? He's got two children with her. How do you know he's not trying to appease and just go along and try and keep things okay? I mean, people do that.
Oh,
That happens. That's life.
I get what you are saying, but let's face it, they're in their 30s. How long can somebody actually put up with someone telling them what to do day by day when
Oh my God,
that's
Peggy.
the one thing they can't stand?
But it happens. Look at domestic violence. Domestic violence, people don't even know they're being manipulated. People in a situation of domestic violence, they don't even know they're in a situation
Oh,
because
oh,
that's what they're used to. That's what
and I
they don't even
totally,
realize. Yeah.
I'm agreeing with that
Yeah.
with you. But the part is what I'm saying is he he's as you said, he's a man. He knows he knows his family. He knows this woman. This woman is pulling his strings right now. She's the one who's in command when it comes to, I guess, when it comes to where he's going to go.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because right now, I mean, he's kind of thrown William and Charles under the bus by saying they're quote unquote stuck and can't get out.
Hmm.
And from what we're hearing over here, or what I've heard, is that that's not how they feel at all, and they don't understand why he felt the need to say that because that's not how either William or Charles feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe the royal life was not for him. And you know what? I think someone who's in the royal family who's like, you know what? They should have that option, especially if they're not in line to be king.
Yeah.
I mean, look what they did to was it Princess Elizabeth's um Queen Elizabeth's uncle, correct? Who was
Uh,
married
George the yeah, who married
the divorcee
yeah,
from
yeah,
America
yeah,
and they moved to France.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's a divorcee from America,
Hmm.
and it's like, yeah, things have come a long way, but I don't know what more she wants. That's all. As where she is with the status of the family, you know what? You're not top. That's William and Kate.
But
Whether
that's the
you
thing. That's the point, Peggy, is that apparently behind closed doors, this is what the staff have been saying, is that she's been kind of belittling him, saying, you're in the shadow of your brother, you'll never be your brother, you'll never be him. And then to give that incendiary comment about you're one plane crash away from the throne, that that's all really worrying. That's really and how thing is he doesn't need belittling at the moment. He's obviously got mental health problems. He said
I
himself
agree.
that
I
he does.
agree.
So
I
to
agree.
have somebody there going on and on and on at him, that's not going to help his relationship with his brother. It's not going to help his relationship with his father. She's basically saying you're never going to be, you're always going to be in the shadow, and she did not like that. She didn't like it. She
See,
never liked it. The
so what
fact that he was the second in the second brother. That was
so
never she needs to be the top. She needs to be the top. And
so what she's doing is making him feel smaller so he
yeah,
feels bigger.
yeah, yeah. Basically. Or not just that. I don't know what she's trying to do, but constantly telling him that he's never going to be as good as his brother. I don't know what she's trying to do. I don't know whether it's to undermine him. I don't know whether it's to kind of deplete his confidence. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But there's something wrong, and she definitely wants to gain that there has it's status. It's all about status. Um and that's kind of worrying. And
And
I'm
since
not
and
entirely
and
sure.
and since you and I have been friendly, we have been always on their side, hoping, that
Yes, I remember. Do you know what? I remember us talking about the wedding, and the wedding was coming on, and we were like, "Oh my god, yeah, the wedding!" And I remember that.
yeah, yeah,
And
no, I was all for her. I was
yeah,
all for
me
her.
too. Me too.
And then when it was, I guess what it was for me was the Archbishop of Canterbury.
Yeah,
That's was the beginning of the end.
yeah,
That's where I was like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
So if you're lying about that, which can be easily proven,
yeah,
what else you're gonna lie about? And see, right then and there, you lost my attention. You lost my attention.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the thing. If somebody lies about one thing, then what else are they
Then what
lying?
else are you gonna lie about?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, exactly.
You know, let's face it. I'm 110 pounds. It's a white lie. I'm not
I
telling
don't
you
know
the
I don't
truth,
know how much you weigh.
and
I have
I'm
no idea.
29 years old. So, you know,
Mm,
these are all these little white lies. But people
yeah.
tell little white lies all the time. But when they come to these grandiose kind of lies that kind of ruin families, that's where it gets bad.
But it's not only that, Pegs. It's not only that. It's the fact that that it's stuff that can be easily found out. That's what I don't
That
understand, is that
and
it's
you and
stuff
me
that can
both,
yeah,
like you didn't think the archbishop would
yeah,
be like, I didn't do that.
yeah,
That he was just gonna back you up? Like, what did you think? Like, what were you thinking?
yeah,
And that's what I don't that's where I'm thinking, there were a lot of things when I was watching it, I'm like, I could understand this. I could understand that. Why? Because once again, with the discussion you and I kept having, we wanted to believe them. I wanted to think that why would this girl just want to come in and take over a well, I'm admitting I was wrong. I
yeah.
was wrong. I think we are dealing with Amber Heard the second,
Yeah.
except this one has to do with the prince instead of Johnny Depp.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
unfortunately, Harry doesn't know it or is blindsided by it, and he won't know it until it's too late.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I was thinking about this earlier. I think he knows now. I think he knows. And I I don't I there's what can he do? What can he do? He's got 2 children. He's put everything into this relationship. What can he do? But I do absolutely believe he knows now. I do. That's just my opinion again, but
Again,
yeah,
exactly. It's all of our opinion.
yeah.
Right now, I think he's still under the belief that um, with him and Megan, that they can still make the money, more money now than
I
if
don't think
they
that's
were
that.
to stay under the, you know, the palace
But
per se.
I don't think he's all about the money. I don't think it's him. I think it's her that's all about the money and about getting um did you know that they I was reading this today as well, that they sued they tried to sue a guy in the Philippines who had a very small
I
business.
did. Yep.
Yes. A very small business. Was it you that sent me the thing? I can't remember. Or
No,
did I
but
see it myself?
we had both heard it.
Okay, so they basically tried to sue this guy because he
Mhm.
had what's the name of the company? Arch
I don't. It's part of the foundation that they swore that
yeah,
they were never
yeah.
going to
I
have.
can't remember what it's called. I can't remember what it's
All
called,
right,
but it's
wait,
Arch
wait,
something.
wait. Can I say that again? This is a part of the foundation that they swore
Yeah.
they were never going to have.
It's on their website. On their website it says we will never have a foundation or
I mean,
something on
can
their
you
website about that. Yeah.
can you not say hypocrite? I mean, it's so hypocritical. It slaps you in the face. And
Yeah.
unless like you want to see it, if you don't want to see it, it's all right, then
Yeah.
it's there for a spectacle for you to watch. Otherwise, when you start paying attention to stuff and realizing what's going on,
Yeah.
it gets a little bizarre. And
But
you know what? Like that's where like I swear where I started getting a little cynical and a
mm,
little untrusting and a little of everything was during the pandemic. Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. I'm like, wow, I don't think I trust my own country. Crap.
Exactly, but this guy in the Philippines, he had his own business and he'd had it before they even set up this foundation. He'd
Mm.
had this business, and they tried to sue him. They
Mhm.
tried to sue him and say, "No, we've got this name now. You can't have it." And they lost. They lost because, of course, this guy had had that name for longer. But what does that say about them? That they're trying to stop somebody that had the name before them to stop using it because they
The-
wanted it. What
See,
is that about?
Jeanette, no, you are not at all gullible because I am still there on the fence. We're all still there on the fence with Harry. We all still care about him because we watched this boy grow up in front of our eyes. into a man, into someone who I think we all realize is not good for him, and he doesn't see it. And so I think you're right, Lisa, when it comes down to, is it all her who's planning stuff? Yeah, but do I think he doesn't understand what's going on? No, I think he does. I think he knows. I
Yeah,
think he's smart enough
yeah.
to realize maybe doing this is way better for him and his family, maybe financially moving on. And who knows, they could be the dynasty of America. Who
Hmm.
knows what they're trying to reach for? None of us know. None of us
Yeah.
know. And that and let's face it, here in America, we don't have a king or a queen. And let's be honest, like in the world of America right now, a lot of people are questioning whether it'll be capitalism or socialism. People just don't know. And with that being said, I think there's just, when it comes to politics, it's just a lot of uncertainty, a lot of scared people, and a lot of people who are just taking shit out on each other, which is just fed by the media. That's my personal opinion.
No, I agree. I agree.
Like the media feeds it so badly, and I'm like, to everyone, if you don't stop watching television, it's see, there are certain things I'll watch. There's like a 9 o'clock hour like that we have on our Fox News here, which is a local Fox station, and
Hmm.
they do like an hour, and these couple of guys that I even used to work with who are still on there. And, it's fun to watch, and they do fun things from the beach and the mountains and stuff like that, and I enjoy that stuff. I don't wanna listen to what Biden said about this, Trump said about that. You know what? I'm done. I'm so done. You're I'm responsible for what happens for my kids and my family and my house. I can I vote as a United States citizen. That's all I can do to put out there. You know what? I feel like, what else can you do? What else can you do? It's just crazy. Like everything around here is insane all the time. Things aren't never just normal. But where we were, things were very normal. Quite nice. You still there?
Having a wee.
I'm like, am I talking just to fill up air? Am I talking out of nervousness? No. Okay, good. See, we're honest with each other. Yeah, so no, don't feel like you're gullible, because no, I adore Prince Harry. I really do. Um, like I said, and so did Lisa. We wanted to like Megan. We were hoping Megan was going to be exactly what he needed, and and they could move forward within the royal family, but it didn't turn that way, and things changed, and nobody really knows why. No one's certain, and I can't sit here and speculate on what they are thinking of doing, because who the freak knows? I don't know. Do you know?
I'm back. I'm sorry. I really
uh,
need
I'm
to.
like, I'm like, is she there?
No,
Hello?
no,
I'm
I
like,
was there. I was
uh,
there,
am,
but
am I still nervously talking with my ADHD, just like rambling on
no, I really needed to wee, and I thought, do I tell her?
right in the middle? God
No.
damn it!
Oh my goodness. But I feel better now. I'm empty. It's all good.
Well, I am so glad you're glad, like relieved.
Yeah. So has anybody got any thoughts? Has anybody got any? I'd love to hear what people think.
Like, there were
Oh.
a couple. I mean, I think, was it you with me a couple weeks ago? Were in here, and someone said they went to like college or something with her or whatever. And being respectful, whether this person was lying or telling the truth, um, I still remained respectful. But guess what? I'm not really willing to stay very much more respectful because she hasn't done anything to earn my respect.
Mm. And that's the point. That's the point. Is
Hmm.
that it takes a lot for me to kind of dislike
Oh,
anyone.
yeah. For the
Um,
email that I got from you, I went, "Oh my gosh, what the hell?" Like, 'cause you're always like, "Oh, I don't know," you're always so sweet, and for you to be that definite on the fact that, like,
mm,
this is damn it, I'm done. I'm done.
yeah,
I was like, "Whoa, what
yeah,
happened?"
pretty much. I'm not on my own in this country. I
Oh,
think.
absolutely not. You're not. No.
Do you know what will be interesting? What will be really interesting? Because of course she has not been back in the country since all of this happened. Harry
Uh,
has,
I
but
don't
she
think
has
I
not.
don't think you'll see her.
No, I don't think I will. And I think
Nope.
she knows that she will not be welcome. She
No,
will
she's
not be
not.
welcome. I've been on Twitter. I've seen all of the stuff that's going on Twitter, um, everywhere really, and I cannot imagine her coming back, knowing how people feel about her. I can't. It's
Um, and you know what? As being an American, I've literally stopped watching American news.
mm,
And what I have done is I started to watch news from England, Australia,
mm,
you know, other places to see what they say. It's interesting. Definitely.
yeah,
I highly recommend it to every single American to not just watch what our TVs are putting out, but to actually watch what other countries are putting out
mm,
because you can be very close-minded
hmm,
if you're only in one area, you watch one bit, and I'm realizing that, and I'm seeing it in people that I know. I'm like, wow,
yeah,
kind of crazy.
yeah.
But um, but where we live, I don't even watch TV anymore. I just talk. I like YouTube. I prefer YouTube.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, I do. I do as well. I watch all sorts of stuff and you can go off on paths as well. You watch one thing and then that leads you on to another and then you watch another and
Oh,
it leads you on to
hell, girl, do you know how bad I want to live in a mini house? Like one of those little mini things?
yeah.
I want one.
Oh,
I do.
well, I'm going to be coming over to you and see you and I'm going to hire a Winnebago and just tour. That's what I want to do. That is
We
my dream.
we were just talking about that actually.
Oh, that's what I'm
When
going to do.
when we were driving home from my friend's house, I said, Lisa is planning on coming and
Yeah.
she wants to do this, that. And my
Oh
oldest
my
goes, my oldest goes, is she crazy?
Yes, I am. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's on my bucket list. It's something I want to do. So I'll do it. I'll do
I'm
it.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
come spend time around here because I could take it
Oh,
to
I'd love that.
I could take you to New York City,
Mhm.
Philadelphia, the beach. I could take you to the Jersey Shore, and
Oh my goodness.
and
Yes.
and I could take you to the Poconos. So, and I could take you to Hershey. So, there's a lot of places I could take you.
Yeah. Oh, I'm there. I'm doing
Yeah,
it as soon as we get the green light. I will be doing that. I've got money saved, ready to
we're
do it.
ready. We're ready for you. We're doing good over here actually right now.
We're
Knock
not we're not still not allowed to fly there. We're not allowed to go there yet.
knock
So
on wood, knock on I'm knocking on wood like really
yeah,
hard. But
yeah,
so far okay.
yeah. Not for us. We need to wait for it to be a green. It's a red country for us right now. So we need to wait for it to become at least amber. Um,
I did notice that like only a couple states were even only in yellow, which is
mm,
real low. So
yeah,
we're doing pretty good right now.
yeah. Yeah,
Knock on wood.
I think you're doing better than us at the moment. I'm sure you are.
My
So it
my
might be that we're not allowed into your country. That might be it. It might
my
be
hu
we're not allowed.
my husband got the Johnson and Johnson one. I'm like, why would you get the one that is least known about? And then
Oh, really?
the more and more that shit that keeps coming about Johnson and Johnson, I'm like, why the fuck did you get Johnson and Johnson? Like, are you kidding
Uh, I
me?
had I had the AstraZeneca.
See, we either had Pfizer,
Mm,
Moderna, or
mm,
Johnson and Johnson. Johnson and Johnson was one shot, boom, only. But due to the
okay.
fact that I've had a pulmonary embolism, I
Mm,
cannot have it.
okay.
So it's like, nope, can't do that.
Yeah.
So that's out with that. And I'm concerned about Grace with her diabetes. So with amongst the both of us, we just I'm trying to figure out because they still haven't sent out a list saying you must be vaccinated. And because me and my daughter both get medications that lower our immune system,
Yeah.
our doctors are not keen on the idea of right now getting the vaccine. And he said, "Wait a minute, didn't you have COVID?" I said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Well, I'm going to tell you this. Apparently, what they're saying," he's like, "I don't know how true it is, but what they're saying is if you've had COVID, like you seriously had COVID, and then you get these antibodies.
Mm,
Apparently, he's like, those antibodies could be lifelong."
mm,
Now, this is coming from a specialist doctor, from one of
mm,
the best. I'm like, really? He's like, eh. He said, there's not 100% research on it. He said, I think we still need to wait off on you because of where I am to what I need to be done to be a normal person.
mm.
Um, he's like, you've already had it. Let's not worry about that yet. And he's
Yeah.
like, we'll get there. We'll get there. And he said, plus you got probably antibodies that's going to kill for like at least 2 years. He's like, I wouldn't even be worried. He's like, you're more than vaccinated. And I'm like, really? He's like, he said, it's pretty crazy. But he said, the only thing is the Delta virus. But then again, if you got the Moderna, the Pfizer, that doesn't stop you from that Delta virus either.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, I had the AstraZeneca, which is the Oxford. It's an English one.
mhm,
And the first vaccination I had, the first jab I had, I was fine, absolutely fine. I was back into work the next day. The second one, oh my, I was so poorly. I
mhm,
was really, really
mhm.
poorly.
That's what
So
everyone says. That means you're
yes,
healthy. That means
yeah,
that's me. That means you're a healthy lady. That's
mm,
what that means. Because actually, the less reaction you get to the second one
yeah,
is meaning your immune system is way worse. Now,
yeah,
and like I said, because I had it, and I had it freaking. I had what, 5 or 6 different roommates in that damn room,
mm,
and they were all 85 plus, if not 80 plus,
yeah,
85.
yeah,
I was sicker than all of them. Pissed me
yeah,
off.
yeah.
Pissed me off. I told you about the woman. She was, oh my God. It's like what, 12:30. I'm trying to doze off, listen to whatever it is, trying to
Yeah.
fall asleep. I think I was probably watching Shameless. She opens my drapes, like the curtain. Just no clothes on. I mean, 90 boobs
Oh, nice.
down the knees.
Oh.
I'm like, and I get it. And none of us look beautiful. And I'm just like, but she's coming at me like a zombie. So it's
Oh,
kind of frightening because she's coming at me with her hands coming at me. And I'm
oh my
like,
God.
I'm like calling the nurse. I'm like, please, somebody help me, please. I'm like, it's okay. Get back to your bed. It's all good. It's all good.
Oh my God. I
I've
didn't know
had
that.
I've had some seriously interesting experiences
I can
this
imagine.
year. I mean, It's funny because maybe some of them are like very foggy because of medication, but regardless, most of them like
Oh my God.
I'm 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 waiting to get in. I'm waiting to get a CAT scan, and I have two people in front of me, and I'm like texting my friend. She's like, "Oh, you got two people in front of you." Like, I took a picture. They were two prisoners
Oh
held
my
by a
God.
cop on each side. She's like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "I'm in Philly. Where do you think I am?"
Oh my God.
I'm like, "I'm not scared at all." I'm like, "They're outside." I'm like, "They're sick as hell. They don't care about me."
Oh
Like,
my,
these poor guys are so sick.
oh my God.
I was like, they don't give a shit about me. My friends are all worried. I'm like, they're so sick. They could give two shits. But then you would go up to the regular floor when you were sick or whatever it was. And then there was always a code in Philadelphia, which they don't have in New Jersey. Cold, I think it was code, code silver. And I'm like, and it was a lot. I said, what's code silver? And they're like, that means the patient is unruly out of bed and we cannot control them. I go,
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Wow.
like, okay. My mom's like, during all this time, my dad is getting a knee replacement. And like, I, I've been through a lot this year, so it's funny. And so she's like,
Wow.
your father only has me to visit him in the hospital. And I went, Mom, I'm sorry if I don't feel horrible. I
Oh
was
my
by
God.
myself for months. I'm like,
Uh,
I think he's going to be okay.
oh my
I'm like, I give
God.
him more credit than you're giving him, Mom.
Oh my God.
And and she's like, and it's not that I'm being mean. I'm not being mean. What I'm saying is, I'm like, my mom thinks that like somebody can't handle it. I'm like, you know what, Mom? People can handle more than you can actually think they can. You know,
Yeah.
and there's many times like this, and I've said this, and I've said this too many times, and I've said this to you, that this year was the year that broke me. Like, this is the year that
Yeah.
definitely
I,
broke me,
I know.
and it's going to take a while for me to get back to my normal self, but I'll get there. And it was
Mhm.
funny because we were talking to these people the other night, and they're like, "Oh, you okay? Or are you just faking it?" I'm thinking, "Oh my god, I'm so 90% faking it, but I can't tell you that." They're like, "How? What percent?" And they went, "Do you have to fake it at all?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." She's like, "Are you faking it now?" Well, a little, but not really. I'm like, I'd rather be here talking to people than
Yeah.
laying in bed doing nothing. I said, but does it hurt? Yeah. I said, so is there a fake smile? Somewhat. All actually, no, all the time. But it's there because I'd rather be out with people than be sitting at home by myself.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh my God.
it's I am in a weird ass anomaly. I don't understand me. I eat
Mm,
like I went up to the mountains
mhm.
Wednesday. I came home yesterday.
Yeah.
I didn't I ate eggs. That was it. Because if I ate any more than that, I was afraid I was gonna get sick. And
Oh,
if I got too sick, I was afraid I wasn't gonna be able to drive home.
yeah. Yeah, I get that. I
And
yeah, I've been there, yeah.
here I
Yeah.
am here I am, like, what, 3 hours away from home, and it's far. It is far. So, I'm like, I would rather take vitamins and eat very, very, very little and have I can still have cider, can still have some wine, but they're the only alcoholic beverages anymore that I can have. There's only a
Yeah.
certain right. There's only a certain alcoholic beverages I can have. Um, but uh, that's the one thing that makes me feel normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I go out, everyone's having like dinner, food, ribs, dessert, this, that, and have a drink. I'm not the person who can sit down and really eat a meal. I'll have a
Yeah.
couple of fries. When I was over up in Molly Golightly's, we went out and I said, "I'll have some fries." She's like, "You're kidding me, right?" I went, no. When she realized that's all that I was ordering,
Mm.
she and she's like, "Wow," like, 'cause a lot of people thinks, "Oh, you know what? Oh, you can't eat, so you're losing weight." That's not bad at all. It's actually freaking terrible. It's awful.
Oh.
And and I say that because think about it. Think about how you enjoy food and you're going out to eat, and if you're getting like, say, all right, let's say pretend, you actually, I don't know if you like filet mignon or not, but let's say you do and you love it with the bacon on the sides, with like you know, I don't know, some Brussels sprouts with some sweet mashed potatoes next beside of it. Like to me, that's delicious, but like the thought of it would be like, oh hell no. Like there's no way I could sit down and eat that at all.
Oh. Have you
Like
had a
that,
proper, have you had a proper meal in a while? Have you
no.
actually? No. Okay.
Nope, not in over a year. About a year.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
that's crap, isn't it?
No proper meals. I don't I don't sit down to eat. Sometimes like I don't want to feel left out and I'll go out to eat, but if we go out to eat, I'll either get like something that I know that my stomach will not give me issues with.
Mm.
And if I have a few, maybe with either a glass of wine or a water. I can't drink anything with carbonation. Now, the funny thing is, we have a cider here, and the name of the cider is called Down East. It's an unfiltered cider. So when you pour it, there's like zero bubbles left.
Oh, that we call it scrumpy here. It's scrumpy.
And it is absolutely delicious. So that's the one
Mm.
thing that I can drink that I do enjoy. So I get a couple of calories out of that. So there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Okay. All right. It's still shit though, isn't it?
It it
Just have a
uh,
nice
it's
meal.
it's shit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I am
Mm.
not, I think a lot about my ankylosing and shit before that. I would just lie because who the hell wants to listen to somebody listen to bitch complain all the time? But just tell you, it fucking sucks. When you cannot eat and enjoy food
Yeah.
and you're afraid you're sitting there that you're gonna throw it the right up. Well, and
Oh.
it's not even right up, it's like 20 minutes later, and you have no idea how much, to when, to what extent, and it's just like, I don't feel like dealing with, so you eat as little as possible when you're out because you don't want that to happen with your friends. Now,
I'm
I
so
have been
sorry. I'm
I
so sorry. That's just.
don't be
Oh. Oh. It's awful.
and I'm not saying this to be sorry, it's just the truth.
I know, but I can't even imagine that. Oh my gosh, the going
You
out with your
learn.
friends and having to worry about what you're eating and whether you're going to throw. Oh my god, I can't even imagine. That's just horrible.
You learn. You learn.
Ugh.
It's a learned behavior because trust me, I love my food. So, um, when I was pregnant with Gracie, for whatever reason, my steak receptors like totally went off, and I
Mm.
could not eat steak whatsoever. And I love steak.
Oh, I love
So,
steak. Yeah.
um, we had this I had won this thing through my work from the radio station I was working at the time. We got a limousine ride up to New York City, had dinner, and went to go see the show. So we go, and on the way up, I didn't make it all the way to New York because I had to throw up.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, it's gonna be
Oh.
good. No, 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 no. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be great. So we get out in Tribeca, New York, and we go to this like little like corner place, and it was really nice. And we each had 22 ounces of this filet mignon. I take one sniff of it, I start heaving.
Oh my God.
He's like,
Oh,
well, shit, I gotta eat it all because we can't just leave it in the car.
oh my God.
We go to the show. He's sitting there. He's got the meat sweats so bad.
Oh my God.
He ate 44 pieces of steak. I'm like, you ate way too much steak. He's like, oh my God. And like, it's still a story that we tell to these days because it was just so much meat. I'm like, damn it. I know I like it. I know I love this food. I'm
Yeah.
going to eat it.
Oh.
Well, yeah, my hormones were like, no, that's not how this is not how it works. Because once you smell, you're gonna run to the bathroom. And
Yeah.
that's exactly what happened. I was so mad at myself. I'm like, son of a
Oh.
bitch.
Oh, that's the. Oh, Oh, that's rubbish. That
Mm.
is rubbish. That's. I can't even
I
imagine.
I don't sit here to tell you that it's so
No,
rubbish.
I
I
know.
sit here to tell you because it is my life. It
I-
is a strange, weird life to live, and here I go up to my friends just trying to eat.
Mm,
All I want to do is eat. Hence, I take my medicine with me, and the dog eats my medicine that
I
I
know.
spilled. I'm like, are you kidding me with the shit? So on
Oh,
Sunday, I'm like, well, you're not going to see me because I'm going to be taking muscle relaxers, and I'll see you tomorrow. And
oh my God.
but my kids had like the greatest day. Like Grace went to the mall with my friend Jill, and then Alexa went sailing with Evan, and so they had great times.
Did
But
she find her pink bikini? Did she find her pink bikini in the end?
I knew exactly where it was.
Ah,
Told
okay.
you. You knew exactly where it was. I'm like, it's
Good.
folded on the chair. It's on the chair. No, it's not. It's on the no, it's not. Guess where it was? On the chair. It was a
Okay.
fuzzy.
I'm glad she found it. I'm glad she
You
found it.
can't find a big pink, white. I mean, like bright pink neon on a white fuzzy chair. I'm like, whatever.
Oh, bless
There's
her.
days I just give up. I'm like, do I really have children? No,
Oh,
yeah,
I know that feeling too. I know
I
that feeling too.
can't.
I'm gonna have to disappear. It's 2:30 in the
Oh
morning
my
for
God, it is.
me. Yeah.
And it's
So I'm probably
9:30
gonna
here,
have
so
to
my
get going.
my husband's about to come up and go, "I won't go to bed."
Yeah. Yeah. Half
And
past
for all
two.
you crazy nuts still listen to us, thanks. You're insane.
Oh my goodness. I've enjoyed it though. Thank you so
I,
much. And
you know
thank
what? I kind of needed this. I kind of need this. Like I told you, I felt so freaking bad about the dog.
I know. But it's all
But
good. It's all fine.
oh
Dog is
God,
fine.
it was.
You're fine.
Oh
It's all
no
good.
no 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 no. He was fine, literally, with less than 24 hours. He was fine.
There we go.
I was
So it's
like that, and I sat back and I looked at Jill, and I'm watching this dog maneuver, and this dog's like, because this dog jumps from couch to couch to like this, that, the other thing. I'm like, she's like, well, look at him, back to normal. I'm like,
oh.
Jill, what kind of freaking psycho dog do you have? I'm like, that's not normal. I'm like,
Oh,
I'm thinking 3, 4 days it's going to be before this dog comes out of it. No, the dog
yeah.
comes out of it in 18 hours. I'm like,
Oh,
that's some
this is
serious ass
nothing to worry.
dog.
It was nothing to worry about. It was all good. It was
Yeah.
all
Yeah, but
dog's fine.
but
Dog's fine.
if I love you, I love your fur babies as well. So I will call poison control and spend $75 to just to make sure your dog's okay.
Yeah.
Evan's, Evan's like, hang up the phone. I already called the vet. I'm like, they already gave me an answer. I gotta give them the money. He's like,
Oh
hang up
my
the phone.
God.
I'm like, Evan, I'm not hanging up the phone after they gave me the information. That would be rude. The woman's like, I
It's all
thank
about
you very
manners.
much.
It's all about manners in the end. Oh,
You know,
oh,
we do our best. We do our best. Thanks, Carla, for watching and
oh,
hanging
thank you.
out.
Yeah. Hi, Carla. Thank you, Carla. Nice to
Carla's
see
the
you.
best.
Lovely to see
Carla's
you.
crocheting, and she, as a matter of fact, oh, Carla, we need bigger baby stuff. She's big now. She heavy. Whew. I'm like holding her. She's 6 months. I'm like, I
Oh,
can't
nice,
keep
Carla.
doing the bounce back and forth. It hurts too much. Oh my God, I couldn't do it. Like I look at her and I'm like, you are mother of the year in my eyes because I don't, I could, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do
Oh,
it.
oh,
But good night, ladies. You
yeah.
go.
Thank you, Carla. It was lovely to see you all.
Good
Thank
night,
you.
everyone.
Yes,
Stay
I've really
small.
enjoyed it. I am so tired.
Me.
I'm off to
Oh,
sleep.
I've been half tired and rumbling through this whole thing,
You
and
haven't? No, I've really enjoyed it. It's been very good. It's
I
been
haven't
good.
I, I haven't been obnoxiously rambling.
No,
Really?
no,
Oh,
no,
good.
no. We've had a really good. I thought we did. We not have a good discussion.
I
I think
thought
we
it.
did.
Sometimes, like sometimes my friends, like,
No,
you,
no,
you,
no, no, no,
you
no.
have
It's
been
been lovely. I've
really.
really enjoyed it. No, it's been really good fun. And I got my point across. You got your point across. And like I said, it was all kind of our own opinions, so it's all good.
My friends like, well,
Um,
I realize when you're nervous, when you get nervous about situation, you keep talking. I'm like, that's exactly what I do. I don't know why.
no,
That's what
no.
I do.
Well, you would never know. You would never know. So you don't need to worry about that. I really enjoyed it. Absolutely enjoyed it,
Yeah,
as always.
I've missed you desperately. So this was
Oh,
wonderful.
I missed you too. Well, I will speak to you very soon. I'm off now. I'm actually off now for 4 days. So, if you want to have another
Yay!
another go at some point,
Oh, let's
we'll.
see oh, I'm telling you, there's some Amber Heard stuff, man. Mm-mm-mm.
Okay. Well, send me some stuff. I'll have a
Yes,
look.
I am gonna send you some stuff.
Okay, I'll have a look, and we can have a little bit of a debate on that as
And tell your friend sitting next to you. I said
well.
hello.
Not anymore.
Not
Bed,
sitting.
work in the morning.
Ah,
Mhm.
all right. Pat her, pat her on the head for me.
I will. I will. I will. I will. I'll make sure she
Yeah,
knows.
I'm like that's appropriate.
Ah,
I'm
I'll
like,
tell her
I'm
that
not
too.
gonna win a hug. Nah, well,
Oh,
a pat on the head is just fine.
I'll tell her that. Oh, Carla, Carla said she loves us both. We love you too.
Oh, Carla
We
knows
love
I love her to death, and she knows
you.
that. I've
Yeah,
always loved her.
yeah.
All right, yeah,
Um, all right, my darling. I'm off to bed right now.
me
It's very
too.
late. So thank you
Okay.
so much for tonight. We'll do it again soon. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Awesome.
And now that,
Awesome. I would like
well,
that.
I'm I'm home all month now since my
Okay.
daughter is playing Clary in Still Magnolias. So
Oh yes, of course. Oh, you'll have to tell me how that goes. You'll have to let me know. Keep
every
me informed. Keep me informed
every
on that.
single day I have to take. But you know what? It's kind of cool though. This is like it's for the high school, so she's actually getting to meet upperclassmen and stuff like that. So
Mm,
she's really finding that cool. So I find that cool for her too. And
that's amazing. I love that. That's
mhm.
please give her. Oh, honestly, give her a massive hug from me. And I'm so proud. That's amazing.
But she gets to be, I'm thinking, and we were talking about the movie, and I said to her before we shut this down real quick, I said to her, I said, oh, you need to be Weezer. You need to be the one, hit her, hit this. But I'm not realizing the person who says and grabs Weezer and says, hit this,
Mm,
that's her, that's her character. She's like this older, snarky, funny lady with
mm.
money. I'm like, "Oh, we could have fun." She's like, "Will you help me?" I'm like, "Oh, hell yeah, I'll help you. Of course I will. This is gonna be fun. Are you kidding me?"
Oh God.
I'm glad she's not Malin because I don't think I could do the why. I don't think I could.
Oh, bless her.
I'm not good at
Let
that.
me know. Keep me updated on this because
All
this
right.
is great. This is so great. I love that.
Love
Oh,
you
bless her.
guys.
Okay, I
All
need to
right.
go to
You
bed.
go,
I
and
do.
you and I both need to go to bed.
Yeah.
Carla,
All right.
if you're in Discord, I'll see you there.
In Discord?
In Yeah, we're in Discord.
I'm not in Discord.
You're invited if you'd like to be one.
Am I?
Sure.
Have you got a Discord?
I have one. I
Do
can
you?
start one. Not yet, but I can start one.
No. Well,
I can't invite you to other Discords, but I can start my own.
What are we talking about then? Did you not say I'll see you in Discord?
I said to Carla. Like, can I come to Discord? I'm like, sure, I'll make one. I can't invite you to Carla's.
Oh my God. I was like, now hang on a cotton picking minute. You never told me. You... Oh my God. That was a misunderstanding of a lifetime.
I don't even know where that went.
Oh my gosh. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I completely, oh my goodness. Did
How
you
about
say
this?
to me, Elsie? You weren't talking to me at all, were you?
No,
That was
I was talking to Carla.
oh, I'm so sorry. I snorted. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I snorted
Oh,
my.
that was so bad.
I'm like,
Oh.
as the other day, you called me. You're like, oh, you sound more posh than me. Snort.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm slightly hysterical. I think it's time.
I think it's time we call it a night.
Yeah. But I will speak to you very soon.
All right,
Thank
I love
you.
you.
I love you too. I will speak to you soon. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.